What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. We are back, and we are live to talk about some more anime. Not just any anime. We're here to talk about Cowboy Bebop. So, fellas, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Let's jam.
I love that intro so much. It's so good.
I never skip it.
I know.
I
know. There are some anime where like I will skip them, but this one I can't.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
It's
every time. Go ahead.
I do skip the ending though.
Yeah.
To get to the next one.
The ending until the last 30 seconds when they talk about the next episode, when it has nothing to do with what the actual next episode is. My favorite was when Ein was like barking and Spike's like, okay, you got this. Good. I'm just like, oh man, that's so great.
Well, before we dive into Cowboy Bebop goodness, Dave, Keith, Sierra, how are you doing this wonderful evening?
I'll go first.
Well, I would hope so.
I am grand. I just took a nap, and I shouldn't have because, like I said, the blood is only on half of my head right now, so I'm still adjusting to being awake. But as far as personal stuff goes, I know Keith's not gonna like hearing this, but last night was my Super Bowl. The Packers lost and they're out of the playoffs. That was good for me. I mean, and I'm actually not as upset that the Lions are going to the championship game. Good for them. It's been forever. So, good for them. They're going to get their feet wet. Nice. Other than that, I had a band practice today. Went really smooth. So I'm ready to talk about some Bebop and just to foreshadow something. I finished the series. I'm ready to talk about it all. But I'm not going to force Keith to watch at my same pace. So we'll talk at where Keith is at. And speaking of that, Keith, how are you doing?
I am doing tremendous. I'm getting over a really nasty cold, which sorry about that, which made us not stream on Thursday night. So sorry about that, everybody. And yeah, like Dave said, my team got knocked out of the playoffs last night. Dave is obviously a hater. One day his team will make the playoffs again, and maybe he can, root for a team instead of against.
Right.
And
absolutely right.
Yeah. And like Dave, I will be rooting for the Lions next week. Not because of any love for the Lions. I just hate the 49ers more.
And there go all of our viewers.
Much like Dave, I am also a hater now. My team's out. I'm now a hater.
Unfortunately, I feel like the 49ers and the Ravens are going to be the ones going to the Super Bowl this year.
We'll see. Bills and Chiefs are having a heck of a game right now. They could knock the Ravens off. Lions have a good shot at beating the 49ers. 49ers are not healthy right now. That was pretty evident last night. So
all I hear from you guys is just I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, but I hate you the most. I hate you and I hope all the bad things happen to you and only you.
I'm putting my bets in for the 49ers and the Ravens. That's all I'm saying.
All right. And you are in Vegas, so it's a good place to bet.
Yeah. I know it is.
I
feel like good would be the wrong word. Convenient may be more accurate. I don't know if good is the right word.
And the perfect place to do it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you can bet anywhere. I mean, you can bet on your phone all the time. It's
God,
no longer like the biggest thing.
Commercials all the time. They get so old.
They got the draft, the King draft or something.
DraftKings.
You can do it on DraftKings. Yeah.
Download BetMGM today.
Hey.
Get a free $100 in credits that you cannot withdraw by joining today.
Yeah. And Paul's here, by the way.
Sierra, Paul, how are you two doing?
Good.
We're good. We got a new speaker for our TV today, so that's pretty cool.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice. Right. Like a bar, like a sound bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a sound bar. So now we don't have to ruin our TV. Yeah.
Really? How'd you get that?
He
I'm just playing.
That's how I got that.
Just playing.
I know.
So, what else? How's your weekend going?
It's going pretty smooth. I think he has his Fridays and Saturdays off, so our weekends are more Friday and Saturday than it is Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I deep clean the house, so that it feels clean in here. I feel better. Pretty nice.
Good.
If
Good
I
vibe.
ask you how your weekend was, and your answer is I clean the house, that better go somewhere.
Unfortunately, I'll shut up.
I mean, you can see like I was cleaning out the fridge and I found a brick of cocaine I didn't know I had. Something like that.
Well, I thought this was a kid-friendly channel,
Family show,
so I
David.
didn't say
Family
that.
show.
It is. David forgets. Remember, blood's only on half his brain. He was napping.
Okay.
That's right. It's not over here right now.
Well, I know nobody
Doug,
asked because
how are
nobody
you,
cares.
Doug?
But
Doug, how you doing?
well, thanks, guys. Oh, bless
Sierra
my,
doesn't care
my
about-
poor tiny heart. Struggling to beat. I am outstanding. I don't have any sports stuff to mention. I'm sure all the teams had fun. That's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, as long as they're having fun.
Those
What about
rowdy
your
boys
weekend?
out there just roughhousing.
What about your weekend though? What'd you do this weekend?
My weekend was crazy. So you all are probably noticing that I still have holiday decorations up. That is because we were supposed to have family from Ohio come in. I know. We approved their passports. We were going to let them into Michigan, but it was just supposed to be a day trip, and they were sending them back. But I guess there was a snowstorm, so none of them came in, and we had like all this food cooked and everything, and so it was just me, my parents, and my sister and her fiance. With
So you ate a lot of food.
we had 2 whole pot roasts. We had chicken, we had mastacholi, we had pierogies, we had a salad, veggie tray, whole bunch of stuff.
Goulash.
Didn't have that.
Sierra makes a hell of a goulash.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Ah.
Mhm.
And can I go online to sierrasgoulash.com and order some?
Doug, it's Sierra's Goulash Emporium.
Yeah.
Get it right.
But yeah, so unfortunately most of my weekend was spent, cleaning and running around only for like nobody to show up.
And hopefully eating.
Oh
Well,
my
at
gosh,
least-
so much eating.
At least you got a clean house and some good food.
I do. I've got so much food ready for the next week.
Look at you looking at the bright side. You guys are crazy.
You gotta stay positive.
He's
How you
learning to
get-
silver lining it.
Yeah. Oh, Keith's having an effect on people here.
Uh-oh.
You guys are all catching the Richter.
The Richter
Oh,
guy.
that was wrong.
We're all
That
on the
sounds like
Richter
some-
scale.
Incurable
You'll-
face
You'll
disease.
start singing songs out of the blue, and
Let's make this musical, guys.
I feel like that's something that you'd hear on like Star Trek or that one terrible show that you and Carrie made me watch.
Battlestar
if you're
Galactica.
talking about Battlestar Galactica, dude, we're gonna fight. That
Mm.
show was amazing.
You said it was
Hey.
good, Doug.
He flew through the cosmic cloud and now he has the Richter.
You know what? Bear beats Battlestar Galactica.
Bear?
That's true. Yeah. The cooking
Yeah.
show. It's a good show.
Oh, the one on Hulu.
Yeah.
I want to watch that. I do want to. I don't know if it beats Battlestar Galactica,
Oh, it does.
but I definitely.
Is that-
Well, I'm not going to take your word for it, Doug. I know what you think.
Right.
I'll tell you this. The twist at the end of the first season of Bear isn't that it was Earth all along.
Hey, you just gave away an entire series, not just a
Oh.
season.
It's been out for like 20 years. I think
Right.
it's fine if we spoil the end.
That'd be like
No,
me
it's not
saying
fine.
that's
not
like
okay.
me giving away the twist ending of Friends. They really weren't friends. They were just F buddies.
I would be upset, but I'm never going to watch that show, so I'm okay with you spoiling it.
What do you got against it?
The parts I've seen just seem like the most simple of observational humor.
It's
like
very
it's
90s
dumbed down Seinfeld.
block sitcom stuff.
Yeah, but you are Chandler. Chandler acts just like you.
Well, see, they even stole from me. Another reason not to watch it.
So,
All right. Well, what do you all
talk
say
about
that we talk about some good TV and we talk about Cowboy Bebop?
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's do the intro.
Oh yeah, did it.
No, not that intro. Our intro.
Fellow nerds, we're live, so I really don't need to do the intro, but we're here to talk about Cowboy Bebop. And this time around, we watched episodes, or rather, I suppose, Keith and Dave did some extra credit, watched episodes 17 through 20. Episode 17 through 20. And it was funny because we have an entire group chat set aside, like specifically to talk about these episodes. And it was funny how both of you said that episode 17, you both loved it.
Yep.
Is that the 17? Is the
Mushroom Samba.
The mushroom one.
Mushroom Samba.
Yeah.
When Spike is walking up the stairs but not moving.
That is awesome. It's so funny.
And Faye is swimming in the bathroom, and Ed just kind of walks. I was like, just moves on. Like, I'm not saying anything. But it also was Ed really shined in this episode because, she's like, I got to go make this bounty, and get us food and stuff. And just the whole way it played out. And I loved at the end how it was like, Spike comes walking out with all the mushrooms, and the guy's like, oh, well. And he's like, oh, these are just, shiitake. So, and then everything, because it's always about food on this show. Everything he made is shiitake.
They're poor and starving.
They're always hungry, or it's like, hey, I even liked it too because they reference back to like the first episode. Oh, I want peppers and beef and bell peppers. Because the first episode, I made beef and bell peppers. There's no beef in here. We didn't have any. Why do you call it beef and bell peppers?
It's all mushrooms. He had like 7 different dishes, and they were all mushrooms.
It's kind of hilarious that she just dosed everybody. She's like, let's see what these.
The thing was like, she overheard the discussion about it.
Yeah.
And the way she set them all up the exact same way, it's just sitting on a little plate. And she's like hiding with Ein and just like, oh,
like, let's see. It's hilarious. That's why that episode is what made her my favorite character. Besides all the other hacking stuff, she's my favorure character.
Yeah, she's definitely the comic relief.
Yeah.
Well,
he was saying that episode is really the send-off.
What?
The send-off episode.
What episodes are on?
The mushroom episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. It's a nice little episode, yeah.
Anyway, guys, go ahead.
I was going to say, too, because it really was a nice little comedic little episode. It made me laugh a lot. And then I went into Speak Like a Child. And it's like, oh, my God, you guys got to be kidding me. We're getting that Faye backstory, finding out, this video from her past. And it's never just, oh, this video showed up. Let's all sit down and watch it. The video shows up and she owes money, so she blasts off. And Jet has to pay for it. And then it's like, oh, we need to find, a Betamax. And they go to that antique dealer guy, and he's just like a total weirdo. And Spike ends up ruining his machine. And so they take off. Then they got to go to that, electronics place that's like in the basement of some mall. And it's like an Indiana Jones episode trying to get to the bottom. And I'm like,
we just have a win for once?
Yeah, I know. They can't win. And then they finally get it. They finally get it back. And Ed's like, that's a VHS. That's a beta tape. So I can't play it? I'm like, oh my God.
For all of the youngsters, wow, that was terrible. I can't believe I just said it like that. For all the people who were born, I guess, after 1980, after 1990, and you don't know what Betamax is, believe it or not, as weird as this sounds, when VHS came out, there was a war going on between the company that had produced a Betamax tape and VHS. And in my opinion, Betamax was the superior tape, but VHS still won.
Whatever
Yep.
the porn industry, that's what they say. And I saw this in,
That's what happened with Blu-ray and HD DVD.
yeah, whatever they go with is what the industry goes with. Strange.
Okay.
Yep, I'll never forget when I was young, my parents went out to buy a VHS and came back with a Beta. We were like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, the guy said it was much higher quality. It is, but no one supports it.
Nobody's making Beta tapes.
Here's our 3 videos we got. We got Mr. Rogers, some obscure episode. We got Mr. Dress Up, and we got an episode of Happy Days when Fonzie jumps in. No, that wasn't even on there.
I think it's really cool, the VHS thing, because because the show it came out in 98.
Yep.
And I feel like that really kind of shows its age without like too much showing its age. It's just like
Right.
a subtle, like, because nobody uses VHSs anymore, you know? And if they're trying to go retro, they would go like DVD player nowadays. Like if they were trying to do something similar, they would do a DVD player, be like, how do I use this, rather than a VHS, where VHS was more, they used it more in the 90s. It kind of shows the time frame where it came out. I think that was cool.
At the same time, Sierra, if they had a Blu-ray player, they could still play the DVD. All the Blu-ray players still play DVDs.
True, but if they got a CD player instead of a DVD player.
I've mentioned this on the show before, but one of the greatest finds that I got on eBay is an HD DVD, an HD VHS Blu-ray DVD combo.
Yeah, I had one of those on a TV. Remember, Sierra? It was a TV, and on the bottom was the VHS and the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I remember.
You
had all the gadgets.
This thing is fantastic. I love it. I ended up, because I do still have quite a few videotapes. Remember how I mentioned that in our last episode, how, one of the things that we had to deal with if we wanted to watch something, rather than being able to just turn it on whenever, had to record it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bunch of videotapes that I had recorded when I was like a teen or younger or whatever, of shows that like either we were going somewhere and I knew I was going to miss them and can't just stream them. And so I wanted to like watch them, but our videotape players are all kind of old and I don't trust them to not eat the tape. But I was also thinking, like, I don't want to have like a stack of crap on top of, like, I don't want to have my Blu-ray player and then my videotape player and then my PlayStation on top of that and everything. I'm thinking, I wish there was like a combo device. And so I started looking, and that's when I found that Panasonic had made this like all-in-one combo device, and they like did it right the right time, like right when VHS was just starting to taper off and Blu-ray was starting to take over. And so I picked one up. It was great. Found it on eBay, decent price.
I like how the COD for just a beta tape was $6,400 though. That was kind of funny.
Now it is?
No, in the episode.
In the episode.
Oh, yeah. Because it's retro. Old, antique at that point.
But did anyone else find it extremely sad that Faye didn't even recognize like herself from the video? It was like she had no idea. It wasn't like, oh, I kind of remember that. Like she's like, I have no idea who that is.
Mm-hmm.
No recollection whatsoever.
She's essentially a different person now.
Yeah. It was almost like she was like shell shocked. Well, I guess not shell shocked, but shocked in general. She couldn't like compute what she was seeing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I couldn't imagine being in that position where you're like, oh, this is an actual video of who I was. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. So she's probably not registering at all.
She's hardly changed. She obviously looks a little bit older, but not much.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's not the same person. She doesn't, like, clearly she looks a little more innocent in the tape than
Yeah.
how she is now.
Well, yeah. I mean, her life has changed her. I mean, she's a
Mhm.
bounty hunter and she runs around, and I mean, she was just a little teen who was let's make a time capsule for us 12 years from now, and
Yeah.
let's talk to the camera, and I'm shy, and I was like, it was a nice little episode to really bring a little more to Faye, and she's not just who she is. She's got not a normal backstory. And so many times these shows just fall back on certain tropes for every character. They're this, they're this, and it was nice because I've never seen it done before. How they handled this. That, excuse me. She was just a normal teen who had an accident, and they put her in suspended animation, brought her out, and basically she owed a ton of money, and she escaped and went out on a run, and now she's a bounty hunter. It's like, wow, that's actually a really cool way to handle it. It makes me like that character a lot more than I did. I mean, much more well-rounded, a lot more depth to it. Just a really good job. In 25-minute episodes, they do such a great job of building things out, and it never feels rushed. It never feels, this episode with all that was going on with the beta tapes and going to the guy, then needing to go to the electronics store, could have felt very rushed. And I don't know how they pulled it off, but it never felt that way at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a marvel of how well it's written and how well it's paced.
I feel like people, Western, if you're like Marvel, should pull from Cowboy Bebop, like the world building and how they're sticking by the rules that they create and things like that. They should really pull from that book.
They've created such an amazing lived-in world that, like, the fact that this is all taking place in space is almost like it's secondary because of how just worn out everything is. It's like it's so normal. Nothing is really shiny and new.
Yeah. Dad, any input there?
No, I thought what you said was very moving.
Well, then, we even get in the next episode, Wild Horses, where, Spike's taking his jet to Doohan to get him repaired. And that kid Miles is like a huge baseball fan. Mm-hmm. So it even adds elements like we're familiar with, seeing that kid listening to a baseball game. I've done that so many times. It was nice, like seeing that sort of cut to kind of how we grew up and everything that goes on in our life. We had the VHS and beta stuff, and now in this we get that baseball, fan. And then we even get the pirates who are sending computer viruses to, jack up their jets. That was pretty clever.
That was. Because again, the Cowboy Bebop crew, they cannot win. Nothing can go right.
Unless Ed's involved. Ed's an amazing hacker. Just to be like that naturally talented at hacking. And, she saves the day for maybe not this episode. I don't know. I'm kind of jumbled in my head now that I've seen them all.
Yeah.
But there's episode, was this the episode where, no, that's later. I'm sorry. Okay. But yeah, but
rubbing it in that he's finished all the episodes. Way to go, Dave.
This is the one where they're at the carnival or whatever.
So what?
This is the one where they're running through the carnival.
Least favorite episode.
Your least favorite? Why is that?
Is that the one with the big dude, right? With I didn't like that character. Yeah, I didn't like him.
Yeah, I didn't like the floaty guy, but you're not supposed to like the floaty guy.
No.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, but that I could have done with they could have filled that in with anything else. That just
I liked it because it was kind of a unique, just kind of a weird sort of villain to have in the episode. I don't know if they ever explained why he was after Spike. I don't know if I missed it. Not that it mattered to the show. I thought about it after I watched it. I was like, did they ever explain why he was going after Spike?
I thought it was because Spike saw him, killing. He saw him assassinate, and so he was.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so he wanted to get him, but I was like, why was he so hell bent?
And it wasn't like even on purpose.
Right, it wasn't part of his contract to get Spike. So why was he so hell bent on getting him.
Maybe just didn't want to leave
Because
any
that
no
was-
witnesses.
Psycho. That's
There you go. No witnesses.
But you
No
think
witness-
someone of his level would want witnesses to be like, this guy is just an ace, assassin, and the best hitman out there. If you need someone killed, hire him and talk to Spike.
He can float to the top of a building. He's amazing.
Well, they did clarify that guy was just completely messed up in the head.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a Looney Tune.
I think the mad in front of his name kind of gives that away.
The mad floater.
Okay. Guys, give me 1 second. I have a call. I'm going to leave it up to Paul.
All right, we can talk to Paul. It's all right.
We like Paul.
Get in there, Paul.
Hey. Okay, I'm taking over.
All
Awesome.
right. And then there's the episode 20. I
That's what
can't
we
even
were
read
talking
that.
about.
No, that we were talking about 19.
No, that was 20 is the Mad Pierrot.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. When you write, you're
19.
right.
We never really finished 19. I did like that Doohan was fixing up a space shuttle, and he ended up taking it
Oh,
out to
that's my
save.
fault. Sorry.
No. We always jump around. It's nobody's fault. We're all pretty much psychotic and just jump to wherever our brain takes us, and we eventually get back to it at times. But they were like virusing up all the ships and the space shuttle. Jet's plan. Oh, it's shut off your monochrome, and then we'll do this, and then Spike does it. And he's like, I should be there in 15 hours. 15 hours? I'm not going to last that long.
I do I don't know if I could say I like, but they are slow playing the underlying season arc story. I don't know what else to call it with Vicious. That's only popping up every few episodes or so. You know what I mean? They're not really
They're not overusing him.
right. And at the same time, that's a story that's going somewhere. Is that the main story of the season? Because all the other ones all these other episodes seem to be one-offs.
Is that
But then they sprinkle
foreshadowing
in
you
those
promised?
vicious parts. What's that?
Is that the foreshadowing you promised?
Yeah.
Spoken like a man who's watched all the episodes.
I'm
No.
trying not to go.
But I like how they're handling it because there's some shows out there that way too heavily on the overarching story for the season. They hit it.
Yep.
They feel like they have to hit it every week, and talk about it, and make it in the forefront. I like how. And now I'm assuming that the Vicious and Juliet thing is going to be the main storyline, since it has popped up multiple times, is going to be played out over the thing. But, we've seen him here and there, but it's not every episode. It's not, he doesn't have some contact with every little thing. We don't see him showing up and being the one, paying the Mad Parrot the money to take out Spike or anything. So it's almost more believable because they're going to cross paths here and there, but not every second of every episode. So I think it's been played extremely well by, the writers.
Yeah, and that's the way we've always said. I didn't mean to interrupt it, Paul, if you were going to talk, Paul, but
Oh no, you're fine.
The way we've always said they should do, for instance, the Phoenix Saga with Marvel. They should sprinkle that in. They shouldn't have it be the focus of a 2-hour movie because it's such a bigger story than that.
Dave, what do you mean they shouldn't do that? They've done it twice, and it's been amazing both times.
Oh yeah, it was so good both times.
But here's the real question. Which one was better?
Oh boy, that is a real question.
Mm.
I
How
think
about
Echo
the one
was
that
better.
Magneto was in?
The one that Magneto was in?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
Which Magneto?
We talking
Wait,
fast.
wait,
What are we in?
The one where it turns out aliens are the villains all along.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Agatha all along. Was that still the MCU? What's going on?
Well, it was. We did find out, your buddy Kevin Feige has said every Marvel TV show and movie is part of the grand multiverse. So it's all part. The Last Stand, Dark Phoenix.
Feel like
all
certain exceptions should be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to be satisfied when like Deadpool 3 takes out a lot of these timelines. It's like, oh, an incursion. Goodbye, Dark Phoenix. And it's just poor, what's her name, getting swallowed in. And I apologize.
Wait, does this mean the 1970s Hulk TV show? Is that part of it?
Canon. That
It's
happened.
canon?
Yep, that happened now. Hulk versus with Daredevil in that movie, and Kingpin with hair and a beard. That all happened.
So Howard the Duck too.
Howard the Duck too.
Howard
Yes.
the Duck and Duck boobs are a thing. That's right. You let that really sink into your brain. I want you to just envision duck boobs.
I don't have to. I've
Those are
seen them.
canon.
Why is the DuckTales theme suddenly coming in my head?
Oh no, it shouldn't be.
Duck boobs, woo. There's no stop, just no topping. Duck boobs, woo.
Makes me wonder, like, how did that discussion go when they were like looking through the script? Okay, so far I'm sold on an intergalactic duck who moved from one multiversal world to another. I'm sold on everything except for what is this? Look, sir, you don't understand. If we don't have the scene where the duck is in the bathtub and has boobs, you're not going to understand the setup later on in the movie. I mean, I guess.
Well, you're the writer. I guess we'll still keep it in.
So Leah Thompson is now in the MCU.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I just feel like somebody with that particular scene with Leah Thompson. Like, do we have to do this scene?
Yes, it's so integral to the plot.
Actually, she demanded it was part of the contract.
Okay.
Better put this in here, or I'm out.
I will not film another scene until we film it. Okay, let's just get it done.
Kind of like with Sam Jackson, Snakes on the Plane. He's like, if you change the name, I'm out.
Wait, so was
of
Snakes
these
on a Plane like what? Just the working title? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
it was the working title.
Was it? Oh, that's hilarious. It's like
And he
Blue
just
Heart
ran
is-
with it. He's like, I only signed up because it was called Snakes on the Plane.
That's going all in, man. He saw that and he was like, "Yeah."
He knew it was going to be a cult classic.
Oh my god. It was at that point George Lucas saw him and said, "Oh, I need him in Star Wars."
Probably.
Let's give him a purple lifesaver too. A lifesaver, not a lightsaber.
I remember reading that he specifically chose that. Like he was told that we can, make it whatever color you want. Purple? Yeah, I guess.
Well, no, Lucas told him there's only 3 colors for lightsabers. He said there's red, there's blue, and there's green. And he said, "Well, I want purple." And he says, "We'll see about getting you a purple." And they got him purple.
Well, he knew that. He thought about it. He was like, "No, we just had the 3." He's like, "Wait, we could sell more
Right.
lightsaber toys if we had more
Right.
colors."
Yeah.
Orange, yellow, purple. Oh,
So I thank Sam Jackson for that because now it has opened up the lore in Star Wars.
True. Yeah, because who had an orange lightsaber?
Oh,
Baylan
the two
Skoll.
Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati.
So they're not Sith. They're not Jedi.
Mm-mm.
There's something else.
And that was the thing because, like, channels like ours who noticed it right away, the fact that they were definitely not red, they were tinted a different color. The fact that we picked up on that before most of these other channels. Like, I remember who was it? It was like Screen Crush or New Rockstars. One of them. They were like straight out saying, at first, oh yeah, these Sith, the red lightsabers. It's like, you guys didn't watch that closely enough.
Yeah, it's us that noticed. We are the fine-tooth comb.
And
I honestly thought they just didn't finish the trailer. They were going to change it to red. Like by the time.
Rey gets a yellow lightsaber for reasons.
Well, it's for the new Jedi Order.
Sure.
No, it's because it was a piss poor lightsaber.
Okay, silver lining. I do like how she turns it on at the end there with a little flick. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, she didn't even have to take it to dinner. She turned it on like that.
Kid show, Dave.
You know what? At this point, is it?
No.
I mean, I'm not over the top.
Jason's already mentioned cocaine, sex, and now.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
It is as much as
We're already getting demonetized as we speak.
It is much as a kid show as the original Ghostbusters as a kid's.
That
movie.
is very fair.
PG.
My mom let me watch that movie all the time. Like, probably shouldn't have.
But you love it.
I do. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm just slightly obsessed with Ghostbusters.
Slightly.
A little obsessed with Ghostbusters.
When is that coming out this year? Is that our main movie this year?
March.
March.
And this is really cool. I have this from back when Ghostbusters 2 came out.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. Hardee's.
Don't open that. You're going to ruin it.
It came with my kid. Oh, it's already ruined. It's old. I never took care of it. I just kept it. What are these coupons? Are still good.
That is sweet.
Oh, cool. Twist tone for 39 cents.
Yeah.
Free Coke.
Give me that.
You just show up. Can I get this $1.32 ounce? That
Right.
No. That's like 20 years old.
It is.
It's like 30 years old. That's
30,
way
yeah,
more.
30
I don't even know. Do we have any Hardee's around here anymore?
Not around here, but there are still some around. And they're
There's a
Carl's
Hardee's
Jr.'s
right
now,
around the
too.
corner from where I'm at.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
didn't know
know
if there was any left in Michigan.
I didn't think there were either.
Yeah. And there's one on 13 Mile and Mound as well. So it must be just my area.
All you Hardee's people.
Hardy.
Did you say party people?
Yes. I said party people, Keith. We're talking about Hardee's, but I said party people.
I mean, the Hardee's food it's not even as good as like In-N-Out Burger, but they still have them, I guess.
Why has In-N-Out not quite made it out of the West Coast?
I think it's just they're trying to keep it strictly like a West Coast thing. Surprised. I mean, I'm surprised Cane's is slowly going to the East Coast now. So,
Oh my gosh,
Jack in
my
the Box.
daughter is obsessed with Cane's. She went and visited her cousins in Chicago, and there's a Cane's out there, and they hate it. She loved it. And they're opening one up in Canton by my wife's parents, and she's always like, "Did they open it yet?" They did not. They haven't even started building it yet. The next day, did they open it yet? Yes, they built the entire building and staffed it in 24 hours. Let's go. But then she found out there's one in East Lansing, and she's like, "We should drive out to East Lansing to get lunch." Yes, we should drive, 2 hours back and forth to get Cane's. She's like, "We really should."
What kind of food do they serve?
Chicken
Burger?
tenders.
Oh.
Chicken.
They're like Chick-fil-A?
No.
No?
And they got a sauce that is supposedly just tremendous, which I definitely have to try one day.
I want Zaxby's to make it up here.
I think I've had Zaxby's when I traveled down south. They have a good Cajun chicken thingy that I.
They had one right outside of Fort Gordon when I was stationed there, and they were good.
Jack in the Box? You guys had a Jack in the Box?
Yeah, had that. It's fine.
I did it when I was in California.
Yeah.
So I'll say something sacrilegious real quick, and we'll lose a bunch of subs. So heads up.
And sponsors.
I tried In-N-Out when I went to California for training, and it was only okay.
Yeah. It's like McDonald's B Squad or something.
It was fine. It wasn't like everybody was hyping it up, like they were saying, like before we got there, because our we ended up having to take like a weird way to get to this training base in California. We had to fly to Vegas, and then we had to drive. We had to pick up like these rental vehicles, and then drive the rest away to Death Valley. And so our commander said that we could stop and grab some food before we actually went to this place. Like, all right, sweet. And so everybody, all the people that were from the West Coast were like, gotta go to In-N-Out, gotta go to In-N-Out. And they were hyping it up so much. And so, all of us East Coasters are like, all right, I mean, we haven't had it, sure. If you guys say it's that good. We went there and you gotta get it animal style. You gotta get okay, all right, fine.
What?
Get animal style.
Animal style, yeah.
That doesn't sound, this is a family show.
It is too late for that, David.
What is animal style?
Let's see.
They just like put all the shit on it.
Fully loaded. That's all it means.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hmm.
And then basically like their version of Big Mac sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
we
and so
tangent off into fast food restaurants.
I got it.
Yeah,
Sat down, I ate it, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. But you know what was better?
The mushrooms?
Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, it's a pretty sick transition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
Cowboy
heard
Bebop is better.
all of the mushroom dishes at the end of Mushroom Samba were better than an In-N-Out burger, better than a Hardee's burger, better than anything at
So
Hardee's.
just for some clarification for our viewers, I had mentioned that we've got kind of a chat set up where we discuss each of the episodes. I had sent these guys an image. I want to say it was like either Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I sent them both an image of mushroom gummies. I sent them a picture of this. It's kind of a can't wait until you see this. And I don't think either of you picked up on that.
I did once I saw the episode.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's funny that you did that because it was like that same day Sierra had sent me that separately in a text, like I should go and get some mushroom gummies. And I'm like,
I mean, I still think like if we truly want to celebrate Cowboy Bebop, we should get some mushroom gummies and
oh yeah, let's do it.
just stream and talk nonsense and then play it back the next day and be like, oh God, what did we do?
Well, since
Right.
mushrooms are now legal in Michigan, so we wouldn't even get in trouble for it.
We may not get in trouble, but I don't know that our video would do very well.
We're the whole show. We're just like,
Bad trip.
Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god, what is the show with Charlie,
need more information.
Danny DeVito, and Glenn Howe? Oh my
Always
it's always
Sunny
sunny in
in-
Philadelphia.
Always.
Mhm.
Yes, there was an episode of It's Always Sunny where they go back to like their high school reunion,
And they take mushrooms.
and they're doing like this super sweet dance number, all timed out and choreographed perfectly. That's what they thought they were doing. But then they showed them what they were really doing. They're all drunk and just falling all over the place. And thinking they're doing a great job. That's what our video would be like. We'd be like, we really nailed it. Can you guys believe we nailed it? And David and I would be like,
I would be the one swimming in the bathroom.
yeah.
No, that reminds me of an episode of Family Guy when they were Peter and Lois were doing their acoustic thing, and they got high and they thought they did an awesome show, and then they showed what they were really doing. They were like,
there was do you guys remember the Saturday Night Live digital shorts, like early to mid 2000s?
some of the best things they ever did on Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah.
Jack Andy?
Andy Sandberg did one where they called it a Great Day, and it's got like a bunch of like Disney-esque cartoons and everything. He's singing a song about how it's like the best day ever and everything, but the entire time you see the white powder right underneath his nose, and so the entire time like you see him like he's just having a happy walk through the town, and the birds are singing, and he thinks he's in the Matrix at one point, and he's doing this, and then all of a sudden it like shows reality, and people are like, what is that guy doing? He's on drugs. It's just like Sorry, what were we talking about again?
Bebop.
Let's just say 3, 2, 1.
Back to Bebop, baby.
Now, Dave, would you like to spoil anything past episode 20 again?
No, I don't want to ruin it for you, Keith, but the best parts are actually coming up.
I don't think you would ruin it. I don't want to know, but I don't think you would ruin it. I think they do such a good job of piecing this all together. Really making you care about, all of the characters. They're all sort of like too cool for themselves, or act like they're too cool for themselves most of the time. But, you really see them come out in certain times. And I mean, everything they do with the characters and everything they do with what goes on, every episode seems unique, and every character seems unique. And that takes a lot of time and effort to do, quality like that for everything they do. And it's just really appreciated to see it, because you don't see that often. So many times, the main characters may be fleshed out pretty well, but everyone else is just kind of just there, pop up there, nothing doing it. Seems like everybody has some backstory and has a little character for themselves. And it's just watching it, I'm just like, thank you. It's so good to see. We need more of this.
So that's definitely what Dave is hinting at, is we get even more backstory into Spike, and it's so fantastic.
Yeah, and what I said on the chat, you know what I meant by that, Doug, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he's a shoeshine boy, and then he comes up and he takes a magic pill and he becomes underdog.
Yeah. And he runs into Billy Bats in a bar, and then he ends up killing him and burying him.
Holy cow, that is nuts.
Good fellas,
Get
actually.
your cool shoe shine. Get your cool shoe shine.
Get your shine box.
Boo, boo, boo.
Come and get your shine box. Now I feel like the next time we do it, I'll have to have the entire, 6 episodes left?
Yeah.
There are 6 episodes left, and I figure. So I was going to ask you if how you guys want to do this. Do you want to do the next 4 and then do a review of the final 2 episodes as like its own episode, like our own Not Your Status Quo thing, or do you want to do all 6?
That's up to Keith.
Now that Dave's seen it, we might as well just do all 6.
I was going to say you might as well do all 6, because once you get to like 23, you're not going to want to stop.
It's gonna.
And that's what happened with me, because I hit. I think it was 24. I hit, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to stop. This is just
Right.
good." And then the last 2 episodes are just part 1 and part 2, so you're not going to want to turn that off. You're going to want to know how it ends. So.
And then are we going to watch the movie?
Well, so here's the thing. The movie actually fits in between, I think, like episodes 22 and 23. So it's up to you. It's not important. Like, you don't have to. It's just more Cowboy Bebop silliness. And they don't reference it in the episode. Like I said, in the next episode that would have followed this, they don't reference it. So we can, if you guys want. But like I said, it fits in between. I'm trying to remember which episodes, but it doesn't come after the end. Let me see here. I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't know where to find it, actually. I just kept going on the Hulu. Yeah, and Jet, he seems like he's like kind of like the den mother. You know, he's the mother. He's the one who takes care of everybody. You know, because he's always cooking. He's always cooking for the crew. You know,
it's his ship, so.
Yeah, and the other two are like the kids. They go
Yeah.
out and they have their hijinks and then come back, and then Ed's always on the ship.
Okay. Yeah, so the movie is set between episode 22 and 23.
Okay.
So I'll leave that up to you guys if you want to do that. We can do that, after the series if you want, or we can do it like this. We can do episodes 21, 22 and the movie, and then finish everything else off.
Now
What do
let's
you
finish
think?
the show, and then we can maybe do the movie. We'll see if we add the movie in or not. May just be
All right.
something.
You know what? Why don't we put it out there to the chat and in the comment section? Let us know. Do you want us to watch the Cowboy Bebop movie? Are you interested in hearing what we have to say about the movie? Or do you want us to move on to something else?
And that's my question. Whatever we move on to, are we going to watch it?
Is this? No.
Oh, well, then we're falling back. That sucks.
The thing that I'm recommending next is way goofier, way dumber. It's silly. It does not have the same tone at all.
And are we going to watch it in 4 episode segments?
We could if you guys want.
How long
Is it like a half-hour show?
Yep,
Yeah,
they're half-hour
we should
episodes.
do 4 still. 4 is a good cadence.
And there is an overarching kind of story, but it's not like you can basically pick up anywhere. It doesn't really matter that much. It's situated in a very similar way as Cowboy Bebop, where the episodes stand by themselves, but there is kind of an overarching story. It's just they don't, it's not shoved down your throat. It's not going to be like you start at episode 10 and it's like, oh shoot, I didn't see episode 5, so I don't know what's happening.
Nice.
Gotcha.
What's it called? Uncle from Another Planet?
Uncle from Another World.
Yeah. Uncle
Brother from another mother?
Brother from another mother.
And how many episodes are in this one? That show?
I think there are 14, if I'm not mistaken.
We won't get that won't be bad at all. We get through that pretty quick.
And it is actually still being written as well. So they have to they basically have to wait for the guy who's writing the manga to write more before they can start producing more episodes. So it's kind of in limbo as far as when it will get renewed.
And there's the Sega right there on your thing. Did you make that, or did you get that?
I did not make that. That is an official
hilarious.
poster for the show.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Sega.
I'm sorry, no, this is actually one of the covers for the manga.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Even better.
Yeah, volume
It
4.
looks like there's 13 episodes, so maybe we do 4, 4, 5.
Sounds good to me.
We can do that.
I love it when a plan comes together.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing Death Note since I've already seen part of it. So when that comes up, I'll be happy to see it.
You guys I think you guys will like Death Note. It's beautifully cringy.
It is.
Because the main character, I'll call him that because he's not a protagonist. The main character is such an edgelord. And the thing is, it doesn't even start off like that. He starts off as just like a high schooler who thinks he's smarter than he is.
Uh-huh.
But then he goes from 0 to I've watched every emo music video there is in 60 seconds.
Well, Paul, you've seen that one, right? You've seen Death Note?
I have seen Death Note, yes.
The whole thing?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
How many episodes?
Huh?
How many episodes does Death Note have?
I want to say there's 20 something.
Oh, and that's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they the manga kept going with more stuff. The anime condensed it a bit. So there's less in the anime that they kind of like left out from the manga, and also the manga kind of kept going for a while, and the anime did not. I think there were some movies in that as well, but I don't remember if they mattered. I think they were like backstory anime to kind of explain some of these backstory anime movies to explain some of the side characters. But that was another one. It had like 2 movies that they existed. They don't really matter.
Yeah, there's 37 episodes. For that.
Oh, that many. Okay.
9 segments of 4 each, the last one being 5.
Thank you for that quick math, Dave.
Thank you. I'm here all week. Am I though?
I don't math.
So, Paul, give us a synopsis of it then.
Of Death Note.
Of Death
Yes.
Note. AKA Mr. So like Doug say, AKA Edgelord, stumbles across this book that any name that's in that book that he writes in that book, that person will die.
And that's the premise.
That's the
Yeah.
premise.
And isn't there some kind of mystery he's trying to solve or
I mean, so okay, mystery is a strong word.
I like that.
Because
It's more
we
like a-
we know what's going on, but the police force and Interpol, I think it's either Interpol or it's just this anime world's version of Interpol. They're looking into it, and it's like it's pretty obvious, but nobody can seem to quite figure it out, except for this 17-year-old detective that's addicted to sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was my next
So
question?
yeah, it is a mystery in how nobody figured out that this walking edgelord is a guy with a magic notebook.
And so, you say he's not a protagonist. So we're seeing this point of view, like kind of like the Joker movie.
Yeah.
Where you see
And
it
he's
from the
the
bad
villain.
guys.
Yes. Yes, and he ends up getting some sidekicks along the way, and just even though they're also doing terrible things, it's like he treats them so poorly. It's like you almost feel bad for his evil sidekicks. It's like feeling bad when the Joker beats up Harley Quinn, even though it's like
Yeah.
that she's murdered people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's actually a really good comparison. I didn't even think of that. It is exactly like Light and his girlfriend is just like Joker and Harley Quinn.
Oh, he's got a girlfriend. Right.
She is his girlfriend the way Harley is Joker's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Very one-sided.
Oh, so at one point she was normal, but then she met him and it messed her up, and now she's all
Yeah, basically.
I don't know what I was gonna say, beat up toy, but I don't know what a better line for that would be.
He just uses her. She's a tool to him.
Okay,
But most people are.
Yeah.
a means to an end.
Oh, well, yeah.
And a
Means
definite
several
end.
people's end.
If you write your name down, you're definitely going to see your end.
So the one thing
Is there a
that
certain
they,
time frame that after you like write your name down, it happens, or
Yes.
Or can it be
I'm
70 years
glad that
later?
You mentioned that.
Because that's natural.
So that's one of the things that I do like about this manga and the anime is, and this will sound so dorky, but they're all about the rules because they want to make sure that the world building that they're creating, that it works, and they want to eliminate any potential loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want, questions like, well, when is the person going to die? If I write their name down, is it going to be like now, or is it going to be tomorrow, or 7 years from now? So there are actually a bunch of rules written down in the cover of the notebook. So that way, when Light opens it up, he can actually, like, step one, anyone whose name you write in the notebook, they will die. And then like rule number 2, if you don't specify a cause of death, they'll die from a heart attack. Rule 3, you have to know what the person looks like, and you have to know their first and last name. So you have to be able to see them and know their full name, and in order for it to take effect. So you can't write down just because there are people with the same name, right? So if you write down someone's name, you don't want it to kill the wrong person. So you have to know what they look like too.
Yeah, you write down John McClane,
Exactly.
and all of a sudden Bruce Willis dies.
Yeah.
And so, like, as the series goes on, they explain more and more of these rules and kind of, let you know what is and isn't allowed, and like how Light really takes advantage of it. Like, I mean, he uses it to its full effect. Even the and I don't think this is really given away because you'll see him in the first episode, and it's all over the posters. But the Notebook comes from the world of the dead. And this is a big thing in Japanese lore, where there are creatures called Shinigami. They're essentially Grim Reapers.
Mm-hmm.
And so what? No, they don't. They use the notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, this notebook that Light found, it belonged to this Shinigami named Ryuk.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided he was bored because as long as they keep writing names down, it adds to their eternity. That's how they stay alive in the afterlife. And so the afterlife gets boring. They can either just kind of give up, stop writing down names and disappear, or they can find some way to entertain themselves. And his way of entertaining himself is accidentally dropping a notebook and then seeing what happens. But it's funny because all these different rules exist, and Light finds creative ways to take advantage of them. And even Ryuk comments like, "I would have never thought of doing that, doing it this way. So that's good on you."
He's a thinker. He thinks outside the box.
He overthinks outside the box.
Yeah.
Keith, by the way, the Chiefs just won.
Oh, wow. I did get that update. Oh, no, I got the update, the Wings one. Nice. So it'll be the Chiefs and Ravens.
Mm-hmm. And the Lions.
Detroit and the 49ers.
Actually, even though I'm not a big fan, we're tangenting a little bit, but I'm not a fan. I might have to root for the Lions because they've never been there.
I kind of feel like that's necessary.
Paul, are your favorite team too?
The Lions? No.
Yeah. No. You're from Maryland, right? Are you a Ravens fan?
Yeah, I'm from DC, yeah. But it's not the Commanders. I hate that name. It's not them.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite team?
I'm actually a Giants fan. I like the Giants.
Oh, so you've been let down a lot lately then.
Yeah.
Wait, so Keith is from Michigan. I'm sorry, I'm sticking with a tangent. Keith is from Michigan, but he's a Packers fan. And you're from Maryland, but you're a Giants fan.
Yes.
What made you guys stray away from your home states?
Well, my dad was a Packers fan, so I grew up in a house with him rooting for the Packers. So both my brother and I became Packers fans.
Okay.
My mother is a Giants fan.
Oh, okay. I'm a Chicago fan because I actually was born in Chicago. And Doug, who's your favorite team?
Say, which color are we rooting for?
Doug's just all about if they had fun or not. If they had fun, it was a good game.
Because Doug cares about everybody. He wants everyone to be.
I just want everyone to have fun. That's it.
The Lions, and they could win the Stanley Cup. Look at it that way.
They may get all the strikes.
They what?
They may get all the strikes and have a perfect game.
That's true. You never know if they're gonna take home the. Now I can't think of another trophy.
There's my favorite gift that I found. I've shared this with a couple of people. It's it is a guy wearing a hockey helmet and jersey. And then he's got like swim goggles. He's holding a tennis racket, and he's hitting a football with the tennis racket. and it looks so epic. Like it looks like something you'd see like in a sports movie. The way that it's like filmed, I guess, for lack of a better word, and it's so hilarious. I love it.
It reminds me of a deep thought by Jack Handy, and I'm gonna misquote this, but he's like, when I was in high school, I once, put like a pan on my head, put some pillows around me, and went up to the local football practice and was just randomly tackling people and stealing the ball. And he goes, the coach calls me over, and I thought he was going to tell me that he saw some natural ability in me. And that's when I felt the cuffs go on.
Jack Handy was really funny.
Can I say my favorite deep thought of all time?
Yes, do it.
Do it.
I forgot it.
No, I just wanted to get the verbiage is very important. And Marta is his wife. Marta got offended that I used the word puke. But to me, that's what her dinner tasted like.
I always liked, if you have a friend named Hornsby and a friend named Flippy, which one do you think would be a dolphin? You'd think Flippy, right? But you'd be wrong. It'd be Hornsby. Just no reason.
Death Note.
Oh, the Death Note was up and it went away.
Well, I just wanted to get it up, in case we were talking about it again.
Gross.
You're welcome.
You just give me stuff to say, man.
Feel like this stream is coming to an end. Should we rate our Cowboy Bebop episodes?
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Just where are you guys at now? With the episodes so far, Dave. I guess Dave, you could do a what you think from everything you've watched so far. I suppose that's fine. And Keith, let us know what your rating is so far.
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying give you my overall synopsis?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna stick with what
If
I've
you
been
made
doing
it to the end, might as well. Because me and Paul, we already did that.
You and Paul already gave it a rating?
Yeah, we did because we've seen all the episodes, so we gave our rating back, the first time that we were talking about this.
That's right. And what was your guys' rating?
I think Paul gave it a 9 or a 10, and I gave it an 8.8 or something.
Okay.
I think Paul's was a 9 for sure.
Yeah, it was a 9.
I don't think I'm going to go that high. I'm sticking with what I've been giving it until the last. No, I'm giving you the overall series.
Yeah, that's fine.
Until the last block that I watched the last six episodes. Mm-hmm. I liked the show, but it never made me feel like I have to watch the next one until I got to the 20th episode. So that's what's keeping my rating down. So my rating is still going to be a 7.5. But that doesn't mean I didn't like it, because I did like it. And I like the character development, the world building, the plot development. Everything was done so well.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't take it over the top for me. So, but I really liked it. Keith?
See where I'm, I'll just talk about 17 through 20. I mean, I think once again, they had just a plethora of different episodes where we got some excellent character development. We got some cool world building. We got a sweet villain in that assassin who was unlike anything we've ever seen before. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool. I loved the mushroom episode. It was just a silly little episode in there, but still had, Ed taking charge and, wanting to get the bounty and being a part of the team. And, we got that Faye backstory. I think I'm going to push this up to a 9 because each cluster of episodes I watch, I just appreciate more and more everything has come before it. They're just really doing a great job with everybody. And I think about I'm so happy that even though I haven't finished it yet, I'm so happy they're not doing more episodes because American television is always about if it's successful, just keep going. And that's always been just an American thing.
Yeah.
Every other country, England, Japan, everywhere else, it's like, well, we have enough stories for this, and that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be it. And they don't fall into that jump the shark.
Unfortunately, some Japanese studios are getting to be more like that. And they're forcing these animators and these manga writers like, hey, this is popular, and if you want to keep your job and you don't want us to blacklist you, you're going to keep working.
That sucks.
It does suck. There was a show that we've mentioned before called Bleach that all of a sudden a bunch of new episodes. They have not aired new episodes since I think 2012, 2013 maybe, and all of a sudden they're just like, hey, you know what? There's still some milk in those udders. Let's go.
That's too bad.
But was that the end of your point, Keith, or you got more?
No, that was pretty much it. Just, I haven't finished the whole thing, so I don't know. But, I mean, it feels to me like it's going to come to a very satisfying ending. The way everything's written, the way everything is played out so far. I trust in the writers.
Yeah, it's a good ending.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if satisfying is the word I would use, but
it's a good ending. Yes.
It's a good ending.
It's a good ending. Yeah, I was kind of like, I didn't want it to end that way, but it's still a good ending.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
It makes sense, yeah.
So when you get
they bust like a bounty for like 400 million wigwams or whatever they're called.
No,
they all become exotic. They all become exotic dancers.
It turns out it was actually a dream the whole time, and that Faye is actually still in her cryo tube.
Here's my question. I've always done this. I have a friend named Faye, and whenever I talk to her, I call her Faye Faye. And they did that on the show too. Where did that come from? Why do people do that? Is that what did I miss?
It's just it's a thing that people do sometimes. There, in the game Persona 5, if you listen to the original Japanese voice actors, the main character is name. Well, he doesn't really have a name, but like in the anime, they give him the name Ren, and the Japanese voice actor always calls him Ren Ren.
No reason.
No reason. Just that's the nickname for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, Faye didn't like that too much when Ed was calling her Faye Faye.
Don't call me that. And then she just went ahead and called her Faye Faye the next time she spoke. Yeah.
So I want to do something before we decide, who it is that we want to raid and, close things out for today. I want to do something a little bit different. And Paul, I'm going to kind of throw this on you. I didn't forewarn you about this, so I'll give you a minute to think about it. But something that I want to start doing maybe at the end of these episodes is for those of us that have seen a lot more anime, I think we should give like just a real quick recommendation of something that we say, hey, you should watch this, and here's why. So my recommendation this week is going to be, I think that you should go watch, if you are on an anime journey and you haven't seen it yet, I think you should go watch what is it? Legend of a Bookworm? Something about a bookworm? Hold on. Is the name of the title again? Hold on.
The Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, that's what it is. The famous anime, Legend of Zelda. No, it's called Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Descendants?
Ascendance of a Bookworm. Look, you're gonna find out this is a thing with anime is they get longer and dumber names sometimes. And I think a lot of it is just translation.
One of my favorite shows of all time was the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret.
See, I wasn't about to mention, but I noticed like the names of these shows are a lot more intriguing than the names that we get normally.
Yeah, they can be.
Cowboy Bebop, if you are not watching this show, you're not going to know what that's about. You're just going to hear Cowboy Bebop and you're going to think, oh, it's some silly thing with some weird music. But then, when you realize what Bebop is and what cowboys are, it changes the whole thing.
Hmm.
So I brought up a list of some recent anime that have incredibly long names, just so you guys can get a feel.
Oh boy, here we go.
The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it.
So that's hard to put on a shirt.
I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
Okay.
These shows are easy to nail down what the plot is.
My next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom.
Doom?
Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Which is a very good one, by the way.
That's awesome.
Also, it has like nothing to do really with the title. Not really.
Oh, really?
Oh, this is a good
Well,
one.
I'm out.
I've been killing slimes for 3,000 years and maxed out my level. This one's actually a good one. Suppose a kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town. That's the actual title.
Nice. That's an exact plot. They have to write something involving that.
I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
That's the title of a show?
There you go. That's
awesome.
the plot, too.
So that's got to be
At
a
least,
comedy.
at least you know what you're getting into.
Right. Speaking of other shows, Keith,
go ahead.
I was just going to ask Keith how Breaking Bad was going for him.
I am halfway through the final season.
What do you think?
Which I think I was the last time. Like when the kids are on vacation, I don't get time to watch Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
When they're back in school and go to bed early, that's when I get to watch. But so I should be done here pretty soon. It's I've been anticipating finishing this up because God, the show is so good.
Yeah, if you are halfway through the last season, then you probably got about 8 episodes left.
Yep.
Something that Sierra hasn't watched yet.
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
Bad? I haven't had the time, but now I have the time. I have nothing.
Wait a minute. I was supposed to watch Cowboy Bebop and or Game of Thrones, and I watched.
No, you were supposed to watch Game of Thrones.
No, you're supposed to be on my side.
You're supposed to watch Game of Thrones, and you only watched 2 episodes. So you know what? I'll watch 2 episodes of Breaking Bad.
No, I haven't watched any episodes of Game of Thrones.
Well, then, you know what? That's just what it is. I guess I'm not watching Breaking Bad.
Well, I'm not excited because everything you guys have said is like.
But trust me, you will enjoy the first couple seasons immensely. I don't know. You'll probably say, "Oh, I kind of hated it. It was boring." I give it.
Is that your invitation to me?
I give it a 4.5.
Is that what I sound like?
Sometimes.
No, we've all been very critical of the final season. But the first couple seasons are just incredible television. Just the way they do things you don't expect in ways you don't expect. And just watch it, Dave. I think you will enjoy it. Don't let knowing that the end is bad ruin it for you, because there's so much good leading up to that.
Let it just let it seep in. Let it, just forget about the ending. Just pretend it didn't.
Just absorb it.
Yes.
Jeez. So, Sierra, what I told Paul, something that as we kind of got to the end of our discussion of these episodes.
Yeah.
So what I told Paul is what I'd like to start doing at the end of these videos is you, me, him, give an anime recommendation of kind of like the week for everybody else is kind of on an anime journey. So like, if there's something that maybe you saw a couple of years ago or something you're watching recently and you're like, hey, this is good. And I think other people should know about it. So, we'll tell people this is what you should watch and here's why.
Well,
And
I have a recommendation right now. But yeah.
I was
Let's hear it.
telling folks that I think they should check out, if they get time, and Dave laughed at the title, Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Of the what?
Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Oh, okay.
It's
Have you
Never
seen it?
heard of that one.
it's
Oh.
cute. I'll put it that way. It's cute. It's it's another one of those where somebody dies and winds up in another world, but there's no fighting a demon lord or anything like that.
Yeah.
She's just
Okay.
obsessed with books. And then she winds up in a medieval world where books are like prohibitively expensive. And so she makes it her goal to try and create a cheap book to sell to everybody. And so that's essentially what the whole show is about. But the reason why I'm recommending it is because a lot of the little things that you're going to see in other anime, they explain it as it's happening. It's almost like it was intended for a first-time anime watcher. So like at one point, she bows to the people when she's apologizing, and they actually put, mine is kowtowing. Kowtowing is when, and then they explain it, and it's like, oh, and so I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I should recommend this to people because this is something that maybe if you don't know much about Japanese culture, you wouldn't know what that was, and I like that they put that in the anime. They explain it because they know that some of their audience may not understand.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. That I like that. Well, okay. Well, I have so many recommendations.
Just one.
One per
You can save another one for next week.
Okay. For a newcomer, I would watch Dr.
Actually, this
Stone.
is for anybody, I think.
Okay, well, for anybody, if you haven't seen Dr.
I'm going to say no limits for
handling that. You just handle it. I said, me and Keith are the newcomers. We'll handle that. You can handle it. Like your recommendations are for anybody.
All right. Well, let's just say this. I am on the more serious side of anime. I am on the more horror or mystery side of anime, sci-fi, shonens, all that. So if you haven't seen Higurashi,
so good.
I would watch Higurashi.
Yes.
Watch all of them.
Creepy.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which order you watch all of them, either just watch them. They're like different, like parallel universes of what's happening.
Yep.
Once you watch it, you'll understand. That's all.
I did not get that right away when I was watching it the first time.
Yeah, well, that's because I was confused. I watched one season, then I watched the next one, and I was like, "What's going on?" But then you get used to it. You start to realize what they're doing there. Yeah. So highly recommended. Horror anime. Horror.
Super duper not for kids.
It's super not for kids. No, it's very gory,
very bloody, very
Do they kill like children?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
So
these primary characters are children.
It's for anyone who has a horror itch that they can't seem to scratch. Well, there you go.
A horror itch?
A horror itch. Sometimes you go looking. Yeah, you go looking for horror movies and you can't find one that's good or worth it. So then, if you need that kick, there you go. I just gave it to you.
I have a hard time finding movies about hookers. You're right.
You can watch.
But Dave, you have Pretty Woman on Blu-ray still.
Pretty Woman.
That's what I mean. It's hard. That's hard to find more than just that.
Watch True Romance for that one.
Oh yeah, she was a lady of the night.
She was a lady of the night. She was Alabama
Worley, who was mentioned in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I noticed her. I thought, that's cool.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino's movies are all in the same universe.
Oh, I just saw Desperado recently since it just got triggered because you brought up Quentin Tarantino. And
did you call him Quentin Tarantino?
I did call him Quentin Tarantino.
Is that his brother? Quentin and Quentin.
Yeah, Spiegel joined us seconds later.
No, I was just gonna say that I think, and Paul can back me up because he was the first one to say it. I think that Robert Rodriguez has more range than Quentin Tarantino does.
Well, they did a movie together.
Hot take.
I
There we go.
don't think that's a hot take at all. I think
Mm-mm.
Tarantino's movies are very along the same lines. They're always kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, sort of like a crime sort of.
Quentin
thriller
Tarantino's are
type
always
thing.
like history
Robert
as
Rodriguez-
it had happened.
Yeah. Where Robert Rodriguez has done like Shark Boy and Lava Girl and, Spy Kids. And he's done a wide range of things. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's very.
In The Faculty, Desperado.
The Faculty,
Wait, he did The Faculty? No kidding.
Yeah.
That was his
Alien
movie.
movie.
He will go from complete gore to like
Planet Terror,
sci-fi.
Planet Terror.
Yeah.
to Spy
Didn't he
Kids.
have a part in
The
300
Spy
as well?
Kids. Huh?
Didn't he have a part in 300, the movie, as well?
That I don't know. I can't.
I don't
say
think
yes
so.
or no to that. But I think he's got a lot more range. He's even done a documentary recently for Billie Eilish, and that was the shock for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't like her.
I don't.
do.
I don't.
I think she's
dislike
got an
her.
impeccable voice.
I don't like her voice. I will not listen to her music because I have sensory issues. But I think she's a pretty chill person.
Yeah.
I just can't listen to the whispering of her voice. But
Okay.
it's just crazy. I think she had to have said, "I want him to do this," or something, because that's crazy.
Or he
that
approached her and was like, I got this great idea for, because he seems like a pretty creative type. He was probably like, I had this great idea to do a documentary. She was probably like,
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
and it's on Disney right now if you want to watch it. And I should be getting paid for this, but I'm not. So
Yeah.
Speaking of
Check it.
singers who are really chill people, Renee Rapp.
I don't know who that is.
Look her
Let me
up
see.
because she has zero media training and it is beautiful.
Renee Rapp.
Yep.
2 E's.
She just kind of says what she wants and like she'll answer her fans very directly.
Oh, she's in the Mean Girls musical.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But she also has a singing career outside of that.
I've seen her. I only said, "Oh God," because I'm not excited about this new movie
No,
coming out,
neither am
Mean
I.
Girls.
It's already out.
I don't.
The thing
care.
that's weird about it is all of the advertisements that they did for it played it off like it wasn't a musical.
Mhm.
Even though and so
I
I
didn't know it was a
remember
musical.
we saw the trailer and I was just like, I thought everyone said this was supposed to be a musical, but every scene they showed, there was no music in it. It looked like a remake of Mean Girls.
I didn't know that it was a remake either, but I thought it was. I mean, I didn't know that it was a musical either. I thought it was
That's
just
because they're
a
not
straight
marketing it as that.
remake. Yeah,
Trust me,
Yeah,
my
I just-
daughter and a couple of her friends saw it today, and they were like, yeah, I probably would have liked it more if it wasn't a musical.
I just
Oh.
don't care.
Or knew
For
it was a musical.
And didn't they make it more modernized too? Like,
Probably.
with-
Yeah, they got to. The other one's 20 years old.
Is it that old?
yeah.
Wow.
But here, I want to get this out before we forgot. The Robert Rodriguez movies. From
Yeah.
Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah, that's a good. one.
Machete.
Yeah,
That's
Machete
the
is
one I
good.
was thinking of. Alita Battle Angel.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a shock for me too. He
Sin
makes some
City?
bangers.
Sin
Yeah.
City.
Yep, Sin City.
That's a great movie.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I
He has
can say
a
about
lot of
Jordan.
range.
We need more Robert Rodriguez, Frank Miller stuff. That's probably why you
Mhm.
thought he was involved with 300, Dave, because he has done work with Frank Miller's stuff.
Yeah, that's probably
He's done a lot of exceptional films that I had no idea that he made it. Like Paul showed me The Faculty before he told me who directed it or anything like that. I wasn't paying attention when they were showing the names either. So I was watching it. I'm like, this is actually really good. It's not very cliche at all. Like, this is pretty dope. And then he's like, oh yeah, well, Robert Rodriguez did this. I'm like, what? I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. That's
Paul,
pretty
you
awesome.
got good taste, man.
Yeah. I don't think Quentin Tarantino,
I like Quentin Tarantino, but I
Yeah.
don't think he can, like, Rob
he can't do the same
Rob
thing.
can go from a sci-fi movie to a family movie to a horror movie to an action movie in like
No time at
Like-
all. I
and
feel-
write all of it.
I feel like if you
And he does
came
kids'
here-
movies. He
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
bloody, gory movies. and then he makes a kids movie that kids love. Like my daughter watched Shark Girl and Lava Boy. Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that.
She used to watch it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so cool is Rob is very famous for reusing a lot of his actors. Like Steve Buscemi is like almost in a lot of his movies.
Love Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
So Antonio Banderas, he was
in his movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he did El Mariachi too.
Yeah.
Which is the first of a 3. It's a trilogy, right? Desperado. Yeah. What was the last one?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
In Mexico. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I just think he's awesome. I think he's a pretty good director. I trust him completely. Anything that he makes, I'll watch, except for the Billie Eilish thing. But otherwise, anything he makes, I'll watch it. I trust him as a director.
Yeah, see, I was like that with Christopher Nolan until The Dark Knight Rises came out. And then I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. You know, there's certain, like James Gunn for me, anything that he makes, I'm just like, yep, I'm sold. I'm in. You know, that's great.
With James Gunn, I haven't been disappointed by anything he did.
This gives me an idea.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, Edgar Wright too.
Edgar Wright, yeah.
Why don't we do a show maybe about directors and our favorite directors and why, what they've done and why we like them? What do you think of that, guys?
That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Robert Rodriguez. I'll just put that out there now. It's always going to be that guy.
You know another director that he's quite big, but overall, a lot of his movies, even his little side projects and his little dabbling in horror movies, Peter Jackson is just, I've been pretty satisfied with Peter Jackson's stuff. Like from his little like side projects to like the Frighteners that he did with Michael J. Fox. I actually like that movie.
The Lovely Bones.
That's Lovely Bones.
Oh, I love the Lovely Bones. Yeah.
And of course, Lord of the Rings, of course. But I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. What do you guys think? You think we should do that? I think that'd be a great way to fill in some time.
I think that would be a great idea.
I mean, what do they really have going on right now? Anyway, like Madam Web's coming out. Anything else?
Not until
Craven. That's going to be coming soon.
That's right. Well, we do have
Deadpool.
Because the game.
We got the Deadpool trailer coming out at the Super Bowl. We got Madam Web.
Do we got our tickets for that yet?
We get another Madam Web trailer. They haven't come out yet, but we'll get them.
Oh.
Man, I don't know how you guys feel about Madam Web. I can't tell.
Oh my god,
that's gonna be out of all the movies coming out this year, it's gonna be one of them.
And just so you know,
that's true.
We always say that Sony never learns their lesson, but guess what? There are no post-credit scenes for Madam Web.
Oh, that's a crying shame.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm not excited about it because 1, Madam Web in the comics is an older lady. 2, I think Sydney Sweeney is not the best of actresses. She's not convincing to me. She just plays herself, but dumb.
Do you like Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise only plays himself.
I don't care about Tom Cruise. I wouldn't go out of my way to not watch his movie, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch his movie.
One thing I was going to say about Quentin Tarantino is that the dialogue in his movies is always amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They really know how to say things in a way that you didn't think of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I do like that. I always like that. His dialogue is just...
Yeah. No, I'll always like Quentin Tarantino. And that's because, well, 1, it has the bonding factor that, my dad showed me all of Quentin Tarantino's films, but then it's also like
when he was 12.
Yeah, when I was 12, I saw Glorious. No, it wasn't Inglourious Basterds, was it? It was Pulp Fiction. That was my first Tarantino movie, and I remember you were like, "Oh no, we're just don't look here. We're just gonna fast forward." I think you know what part it was.
I think everyone knows.
In Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's the gimp suit part.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You don't need to be watching that at 12.
Yeah, you were like, no, we're just gonna fast forward through this part, and
Well, look at that.
I'm gonna
Dave,
let
you
you
were a good
see.
parent.
I'm gonna let you see this woman overdosing on heroin, but I'm not gonna let you
Never
see
mind.
it again.
Well, she's saved. They save her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, she
I
didn't-
get. She got
It's a good-
saved. Yeah,
Those are jelly beans.
it
She
was
did
her
nice. Huh?
jelly beans. Oh yeah,
If you
those are
ever-
jelly beans.
If you ever find yourself in that position, now you know what to do.
So now I know what to do. I just pump her with adrenaline and go. Just go from there.
I'm preparing you for the world. That's what I was doing there.
Yeah. And I'll take it. Now I know.
They never had a problem. My kids never had a problem with gore or horror. Their problem, I never wanted them to see any sex scenes.
That's
What?
the same with me and my sister. We were brought up watching a bunch of like the worst horror movies.
You know what's crazy? Me and my mom were just talking about how he showed me The Exorcist at the age of 10.
Yeah.
And he also showed me Zeitgeist and Paranormal
She was going
Activity.
after that.
Yeah. And mom was so mad at you because I couldn't sleep for 6 months afterwards because I was scared of ghosts.
For which one?
For
Paranormal Activity?
Paranormal Activity scared me more than Exorcist did. It was
That was
pretty
kinda-
bad. I would stay up all night and I couldn't sleep for 6 months. She took me to the doctor's office and she was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm like, she's just
It
scared.
was that bad?
It was that bad. I was that scared, yeah. Because I thought,
Man,
That's
you
Just
were
like
traumatized.
exaggeration.
It really is.
no,
You would
I
sleep
thought it
in
was
my
real.
house.
What?
You could sleep when you were at my house.
That's because we would all stay up late and I would be able to like knock out. At mom's house, I had to go to sleep because of school. I wasn't actually tired. So my mind was running while I was laying in bed. And because my mind was running, I was coming up with things. And I was thinking about the movie. So I was scared.
Just so you know, Sierra, my dad let me watch The Exorcist when I was about 10, and I couldn't sleep for like a week straight, and my mom was so mad at him. But
Yeah.
I don't let Sully. He gets freaked out. Like he wanted to play Five Nights at Freddy's. And like the first jump scare, he was like hiding under the covers. It was done. He's never wanted to play again. Where Tessie, she was always like, okay, I'll watch it. We've always been, this is just a movie. You know, it's fiction. It's supposed to scare you. It's not real. She's always been good, and she watched that Megan on Paramount Plus, and she watches all that stuff and never has any she'll like, oh, I watched this tonight, and then 2 minutes later she's sound asleep.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you prepare them and let them know, hey, and if it's something they like I think Tessie, when she's older, may really like horror. Like my wife will not watch a horror movie.
Mm.
If I watch a horror movie, it has to be by myself because she
Yeah.
will not watch it. It'll freak her out. Where I think
I-
my daughter,
get
when she's older, will watch it. I don't think Sully will. I really think my son is going to be like, I don't want that. Nothing to do with it. Like he's like freaks out anytime a light's out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still scared of the dark. I need my black lights on. I leave those on while I sleep. I'm still scared of the dark.
Remember, you are not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what's in the dark.
Oh,
Exactly. I
makes it
want to be able to
worse.
see what's coming.
You're not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of that creepy doll that just moved its head.
Yeah.
That's right. You're
It's
afraid of-
validly so, I think.
And you're not afraid of being alone in the dark. You're afraid of not being alone in the dark. You know what I mean?
My cousin Raquel, she had just an obscene amount of these porcelain dolls, the ones with like the creepy faces.
I was
And-
just talking about those, man.
Those are just
They're
creepy
She
anyway.
was in college. She's a little bit older than me. She was in college, and I went to go stay at her mom's house, my Aunt Phyllis. And I was staying overnight. I don't remember. I think my parents were out of town or something. And so Aunt Phyllis had me sleep in Raquel's room because my other cousin, Wayne, he was still in his room. That was the only other bedroom. So I went to sleep in Raquel's room, and I did not know that her entire room, the bed was surrounded by these porcelain dolls.
Oh,
And
Oh,
all of a sudden, like a stream of moonlight, it was like a full moon, kind of like shone through the window and lit up the dolls and made them look
Mm.
even creepier than they already were.
They're all looking at you.
And so, needless to say, I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah, no, my aunt got me a porcelain doll for one holiday. I think it was like a Christmas party thing, and it was like a white elephant thing or something. And she gave me these porcelain dolls. Me and my sister both looked at each other like, no. Like, and I told her, I'm like, Angela, I don't know if I want a porcelain doll. She's like, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Just put it up somewhere. And I hid it in my closet, and I was always scared when I went into that closet. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't like it. Because it's so hollow. And it's like every horror movie is like a scary doll. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
And then we saw that Ghost Adventures with that doll island.
Yeah.
And that made it even worse for you.
You know, I'll say this.
As
far as like creepy dolls in movies go and everything, I think it was a smart choice for the I'll just call it the Annabelle series. I know it's like something else. What?
Conjuring.
Thank you. The Conjuring movies. They actually made that doll look legit creepy. And then when they show you the picture that it's literally just a Raggedy Ann doll, like
yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, movie makers made a good choice. When they were probably told the story of the creepy haunted doll, they're probably expecting something more. Go to these people's museum in their house and like, that's it. That's what people were afraid of.
That thing is in its own case by itself.
You can set that on fire,
but it would come back.
Man, I don't know. I don't have dolls in my house right now. I'm not gonna if I have children, I'm not letting them have dolls like that. They can have Bratz dolls, Barbies, not like that. Huh?
What do you mean if? You think I'm not going to be a grandpa?
Okay, when then? One day, when I have kids.
When?
When we have...
Paul over here.
When we have kids, they're not gonna have porcelain dolls, baby dolls, or anything like that. Like I said, they can have Bratz dolls, they can have, Barbie dolls, nothing else. They can have stuffed animals, and they can't talk.
Stuffed animals can be creepy too.
That's why they're not gonna have a voice box. And I'm getting them from Build-A-Bear, so I make them.
So no Tickle Me Elmos?
No tickle. Nope. No way. No, those talks.
Oh man, eBay has some great dolls. I'm gonna order some and send them to you.
No, I'm good. Please don't. I'm good.
Please don't.
That'll be a waste of your money.
Oh,
neat. It will be.
$35 for what is it? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 dolls. Just a trunk full of dolls. That's so perfect.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
They're all from the island of misfit toys.
Right.
Welcome to the island of misfit toys. That's a good movie. I might have to watch that again.
The movie that creeped me out the most as a kid is Now What You Would Think. It was Arachnophobia.
Oh, I hate that.
Arachnophobia?
I haven't seen it. And I won't.
Of that movie. I saw it as a kid, and I had it etched into my brain. The scene where the old people, where they're watching Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, whatever, and then the spider comes crawling out of the nose because they died. The spider was inside them, ate them from the inside out, and I was so terrified that was going to happen.
Yep. I have a friend who, well, he's not really a friend anymore. Let's just put it that way. But no, he became arachnophobic because of that movie. And I remember when I saw Lord of the Rings with this guy, he could not watch that scene in Return of the King with the giant spider. It scared him too much. He had to get up and leave and go out to the bathroom. And he didn't come back.
Part of the reason that I'm arachnophobic is because of you.
Me? I'm not arachnophobic?
No, it's because of the movie. It's because he showed me Lord of the Rings when I was like 5. And I didn't. You were just. I think you were just casually watching it, and I came out there, and I saw the big spider, and I couldn't handle it. I freaked out and cried, and I hid behind the couch. And I remember you having to pick me up and take me to the room to play with my toys because you wanted to finish the movie.
Whoa, Keith's gone.
He left.
Well-
He got tired of my story. He hates it.
Yeah, he went to bed.
Well, Sierra
Not at
used-
all. I just was coughing quite a bit, and I didn't want anyone to see it.
Oh, gotcha.
I used to take Sierra to the movies, and you know at Waterford Cinema, where they got that huge screen up there that's got all the previews on it? That scared the crap out of her.
I would hide behind his leg. I
She would
remember.
walk up and grab my leg, and she would be like stone. You couldn't move her. I couldn't even carry her. She was like,
Okay.
Yeah. That was
Yep.
terrifying. I don't know why. I think it was because one time they had an advertisement of the mask on there, and the mask really got me for some reason. I didn't want to see it, and I think that's why I was scared of the projector, because I didn't want to see the mask on there because his face freaked me out.
I
I
think I
mean,
remember you telling me.
Matt does have some kind of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
I get
I don't know though. How old was I, and when did that movie come out?
The
The
mask.
greatest, one of the
This
greatest
came out
years for him.
in like 93 or 94, something like that.
That was like Jim
Really?
Carrey's best year.
Yeah.
Ace
It had to
Ventura
be
came
like-
out that day.
Jim Carrey was
Dumb
like
and
in
Dumber came in
everything.
that year.
Then I don't know, because I
That-
was born in '98, so there's no
the
way.
That's why he
Mask
was, that's why he was a
2
shoe-in for the
2005.
Riddler.
What's that?
So that's why he was a shoe-in for the Riddler in Batman.
Forever.
Forever? Batman
Returns?
Forever?
Was it
It
Batman
was
Forever?
It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Batman Forever.
The
He
Mask
would've been a
2
good-
came out in 2005. So that must have been
The
it.
Mask 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
They made a second one?
Yeah. Jim Carrey was
Why?
not in it.
They made a
Oh.
third one too. No, I'm just
Was
kidding.
there like his nephew
They
or
did.
something?
Son of the Mask was the third one.
Son?
Yeah, Son of the Mask.
That was the third one. Yeah.
That's
Second.
And it was
unfortunate.
Amy Kennedy was the mask.
Hmm.
Whatever happened to him? Is he still alive?
Oh, but the bad guy in that movie was played by Alan Cumming, and guess what his name was?
What?
Keith looks like he's about to guess.
I have no idea.
Loki.
Ah. Well, the
Makes
Mask was supposed to be weirdly enough, in the lore of the Mask movies and in the comic that it was originated from, the Mask belonged to Loki.
Yeah.
The God of
So it does
Mischief.
make sense. That tracks.
Quite violent too.
Yeah, and that would affect her.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the original Mask movie: the scene where Stanley goes to get his car repaired, that takes place in the same firehouse that they used for the Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yep.
I love little stuff
cool.
like that.
Yep, they just dressed it up to make it look like an auto repair shop, but
Well,
it's
that's cool.
definitely the Ghostbusters firehouse.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you
Thanks,
something
Uncle
really
Dave.
gnarly.
You what?
Just
She
'cause
said
I
she's
wanna-
going to send you something
Sure.
gnarly
How are you going to send it?
Oh, on your text messages.
through a raven, expected in 3 weeks.
Nice.
Carrier pigeon.
Paul's like, why are you sending that to everybody? And I'm sending it to everybody because I experienced it. Now you have to too.
All of a sudden, he's going to get a call. 7 days.
What the hell is this, Sarah?
So I had a really bad ear infection recently.
Not you.
Okay, so I get to see it?
It was, yes, it was really clogged up. I got a camera. I got a small camera. I'm actually excited
I
about
know.
the small camera
It's one of
thing.
these, right?
Yeah, I got one of those. I got really excited about it because I can see in there now. I can see what's wrong, and
Yeah.
She got it out.
I
Finally.
got it out finally, so I can hear out of my ear now. I'm just very excited. about it.
Good.
Well, I am
Yeah.
excited for you, but I'm sure our audience is not.
They didn't need to hear it, but I'm talking to you guys too. You know,
They didn't need to hear
Now
that
I'm not
you
the
can
only
hear again. Ah.
Hey! All right.
yeah, I'm very happy that I can hear again.
Well, you know what? You're right. Those things are amazing. They
Yeah.
clean you right out. You can hear everything when you're done.
That's
I
right.
know,
This video is sponsored by that little camera that you can stick in your ear. Little camera that you can stick in your ear. Buy today,
You can stick it in
$19.99.
your nose. You can stick
It's
it in
called
your
a
nose.
wireless
No,
otoscope.
that's a separate camera. You got to buy that separate.
Oh, it's the nose camera, not the
Yeah.
ear camera. Got it.
You got to make some money, Sierra. Jeez. Buy 2 cameras. Capitalism, Sierra. Spend money. Buy more. Keep buying.
You're right.
Spend,
That's
spend.
how it works here. You forgot.
Buy a new train, Morty. Just go buy. Keep buying.
Yeah, that's right. What? I guess I could return it. What? Return it? No, just go buy another one.
No, Morty. No, you miss a point, Morty. You have to buy more. Consume, Morty.
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry, we hadn't had a Rick and Morty mention yet this episode.
We hadn't. You're right. In
Yeah.
Smallville. There we go. We've mentioned Smallville.
I don't think you can't just say Smallville.
That doesn't count.
Somebody save me.
So we got
Sierra did ask me
way
if-
off track talking about creepy porcelain dolls and whatnot. But Sierra mentioned the anime that she would recommend, right? I think you did. Did you, or did we get to?
Yeah, Higurashi.
Yeah, Higurashi. That's right. So Sierra said that she would recommend Higurashi. I think the full name is like Higurashi Why They Cry, if I remember right.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's an apt name. Oh my gosh, the first episode even, it's just like there's
a
one
roller.
part where I think music for me does, like, it plays a good part in spooky scenes. And there's one part in Higurashi where they cut the music out and it's just you like hear like a bird calling and there's silence. And it's like it's so creepy. Like I felt my own heart drop watching this. I'm in my 30s and this cartoon, like I was just like, oh shit. Okay.
I can't say that this is for new people. I can't say that, but I will say it is very creepy. It takes a minute for you to understand, like, because at first I was like, "What?" Like I had to watch it a couple times to really fully understand everything.
Yes, same. And
Look, it looks like someone redeemed an Arnold and a Gilbert. I wonder who they were.
Oh my God.
I don't even think we got 5 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, we may have to save that for next time. My throat is not.
Okay.
I got over a nasty cold, and I don't think
I want my
Gilbert's
points back.
You want your points?
Sorry, no.
We promise we'll give you a Gilbert and an Arnold next stream. How does
Yeah,
that
you get a
sound?
free
As
one,
soon
and if you
as
wanna
it
do another
starts.
As soon as it starts.
As soon as you get on.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
It'll be
no.
the first thing we say.
Yes,
But Paul,
It'll be
What
the
is up,
introduction.
fellow nerds?
what is your recommendation before we close out?
Sword of the Stranger.
That's always going to be his recommendation.
Oh, that's
Sword
the
of the
movie.
Stranger, the movie.
By the way,
There
I
are
have
no
that in my
rules on what you
notes
can
to
recommend.
watch it, and I want to watch it because that was the one you told us about when we first started this, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
I wrote that down. And I keep meaning to ask Clint because Clint was like, "Oh, I have to see that." I wanted to know because he watches a ton of anime. Terrible gamer, and I keep meaning to ask him if he's watched it because it's on my notes from that first thing. I'm like, as soon as you get Crunchyroll, watch Sword of the Stranger.
I got Sierra's Crunchyroll, so I can watch it.
Yeah, you can. I just paid.
But I'm not gonna because it's advanced, right? It's more advanced.
What?
No.
What do you mean? No,
It's not.
Crunchyroll is
No, it's
not
a movie. It's a movie.
Just watch it. Everybody can
It's a
see it.
movie. It's a little samurai movie.
Did somebody just say absolutely?
Absolutely.
She did. Oh, okay. I can throw one more recommendation. Well, I don't know recommendation.
No, it's only
Nope,
one per
gotta save it.
person.
This one.
One per week.
Sword
You're
of the Stranger.
breaking the rules.
I'm sorry.
No,
Literally one rule, Paul. You can recommend anything, but it has to be one thing, and then you have to tell us why.
Just say it.
Sword of the Stranger.
Sword of the Stranger. That's
Sword
what
of the
it is.
Stranger. This has got swords. Strangers have the swords. That's why. So boom.
That's why.
It's rated
Samurai.
4.7 out of 5.
Samarui.
He's a samurai.
He's Samarui. They say it.
All right. Well, I believe that brings us to the end of our stream. We've had a wonderful discussion of anime. But before we go, Sierra, Paul, I want to thank you very much for joining us. you guys have any pluggables to plug?
Adachi Music.
Adachi Music.
Adachi Music.
He's finishing his album up right
Should
now.
be coming out
Yeah,
soon.
where can we find that at?
Spotify.
Spotify, SoundCloud,
Nice.
Apple Music, all
right.
all the places. Yeah.
All of the places, including, but not limited to, YouTube.
And
Outstanding.
also,
All right.
we have
We'll
commissioned
definitely have to
Paul to write our theme song.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will definitely. I think I have some ideas.
I mean, I was sitting there
Nice.
thinking I can keep stealing this version of the song from Space Miami from Andor, or we could have something better made by Paul.
Something original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will get on that.
I love your style of music. I think it's fantastic. It's so good, and I just I love synthy music. I absolutely sorry.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I almost
I absolutely love
You did it
the,
Again, dude.
the music that you make.
I'm
man.
all
It's
out.
really good. So yeah,
He loves your music, baby.
I do. It's so good. I rave about it because it's I couldn't stop listening.
Everything I've listened to has been quality, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Appreciate it. This
All
one has
right.
a lot
So,
of fun.
for those of you that are watching us on Twitch, we're about to do what we do best when we're on Twitch, and that is to raid another channel. And Keith is getting ready to set that up for us. We are going to. There are not as many people that are doing a whole lot tonight. It's weird. It's kind of deserted here in Twitch land. So, I saw a recommended channel pop up, and
he has one more plug. He was
No,
gonna
no.
say, go ahead.
Oh yeah, let's
You're
hear
like,
it.
it's gonna
No.
be what
Oh,
about the album?
no, I was gonna say anything.
She
Oh
just
no,
looked
I
at
was
me.
gonna say it has a lot of retro sounds to it.
That's
Lot of-
what he was gonna say.
80s and 70s, maybe some early 90s vibey sound. So
Nice. We may have to have an album party listening on one of our
that'd be
streams.
great. I'd be down for that.
Ooh, that would
That'd
be
be
cool. That would be really
Just for the new stuff, though. Nothing you've already released.
yeah.
Well, the person that I was going to recommend that we raid is no longer online.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That's a
Look
shame.
up Warhammer.
I've
Try
got.
Warhammer.
We're not going to watch the Hammer channel talking about Warhammer, but there's a fellow YouTuber that is streaming called Meat Canyon. I think we should rate him.
All right.
Oh, okay.
If you guys have not seen his animation, it is creepy and it's excellent.
All right.
He's definitely all of his animation is very grotesque looking and it's wonderful. He even does a lot of he mostly does like parody stuff, but he does have his own creations that he's made. My favorite though is he made a creepy story about Taylor Swift essentially being like a siren and like sucking out somebody's soul for like talking bad about her.
Oh wow.
And then all of the Taylor Swift fans came and attacked him. And now he's leaving YouTube. I don't think the two things are related. I think he literally just wanted to take more time to do his own stuff. But it was kind of funny how they all like went after him on Twitter for making fun of their goddess.
As they should. And we are about to raid Meat Canyon.
Excellent.
Excellent. Absolutely.
And that is coming up soon. So I am going to go ahead and play the outro. Thank you all for joining us, and peace. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.